Okay, back with another live stream. Well, on my last stream, had the AC power went out to the house right in the middle of well, I mean, it's the end of it now, but anyway, I was in the middle of me talking. No warning or anything. We had some rain and some little bit of thunder and some rain a while, 30 minutes to maybe an hour before that. And it was all quiet and just boom. And luckily, I had my Dell 6000 laptop over here was doing a Avast Boot Time Scan, but luckily it was a laptop with a battery, and so it didn't go down. And it all through, I wasn't expecting it at all because it wasn't any thunder or anything going on, and so I just didn't know what was going on, and I looked over there and I was like, why is the laptop still on? Is the power really out? And then I realized, and it just stayed out for not even, like 10 and 15 seconds and came right back on, just enough to mess everything up. So, getting back on the, let's see, let me make sure everything's, I kind of already checked it and probably messed up my intro, mess everything up. So, I'm just going to pause that because, if I'm not here, it's not, since I'm doing it over here on this machine, I'd rather do it that way than let it play like I do on the laptop. because it does tend to use up resources pretty quickly. And since this is the one I'm streaming from, I don't want to mess anything up. So anyway, the laptop finished, booted itself back into Windows, and used to the Avast Boot Time Scan would stop before it booted. I think you have to be paying attention. I think it'll time out is what it is. But anyway, I never saw the report. I saw that it was at 90 some odd percent, and I think I went off in the other room. I wasn't even thinking about that. And so it booted in, and I looked around through Avast. I can't find the report or a log or anything. I know there's a log somewhere. The machine's still not running very good. So, it's got problems. But when I was able to look in the Avast virus chest. If it had deleted anything, it would have been in there. And there was something. It was something that was in there from 2014. That was the only thing that was in there, and it was not a virus. It was a potentially unwanted program that I've seen. I remember that. I forgot what it was called now, but I've seen that do that. I think it has some ads in it or something. I've seen that pop up before. So it's something that I used to use quite a bit. But anyway, I thought I would put the SD card in there. And here's a good idea. I just realized I think I can do this. Okay, so once it gets mounted up and everything, just now noticed something in my window over here. Make sure that I am not without sound. Let's see, yeah, we got sound, but I just noticed audio to cam 2, which is not being even turned on, is muted. And I don't have a quick, my keyboard shortcut only applies to my wireless mic, my camera 3 wireless mic. And sometimes I have used the audio on camera 2, and I keep leaving it in there in case I want to use it, but it keeps on confusing me too. So I think I clicked on, I thought it was happening a while ago because I clicked on it during the last stream, but it's like that again. But I tested it out earlier when that happened, and it doesn't mute and unmute it. But the thing is if you click on them, then each scene will be separate. One will be one way and the other will be the other. So, well, when you have a shortcut you're using, it does that. So anyway, that can cause problems. Okay, so here we go. It opened it up automatically, and of course I know you can't see it, but at least you can kind of tell what I'm talking about. So I put one file on there, Fedora Live Security, and I haven't got Easy to Boot on there or anything. I just copied it over to the base, I made it one partition. I reformatted it while Avast was doing its thing. I did it over there on my MG parted on my Fedora 28 system, and I went ahead and made it one partition because Windows XP couldn't see the other partition, so it wouldn't be of any use, in XP. And most of my, I don't really remember ever having it not boot when I was using it on any machine that I really cared that much, that it couldn't boot on it. So, of the machines I've got anyway, So, because it was, the reason for having two partitions is so that it would go ahead and boot on some partitions that, some machines that don't want to boot it. What it does is it tells the machine that it's a hard drive. It's a USB hard drive, and I think I don't think I'm going to be able to get past this making files contiguous thing is what I'm afraid. So I may just start using a hard drive on my USB adapter, that 20 gig hard drive. It's not much good for installing stuff on it. It's too small these days. And even Windows XP, I usually don't give any less than 25 gig for that. By the time I get to some apps that I want to use on there and have some room to do stuff. But anyway, I copied earlier. I copied the. Trying to look. Oh yeah, I put it on. What do I put them on? Yeah, that's what I can use. And I scanned, and now they were on there. So when I did my scan, if there was anything wrong with any of my new downloads, they should have shown up. So there's an Adobe download right there. I think it's in alphabetical order. Yeah, it's probably too old. Yeah, from 2015. I've probably got all kinds of stuff in here that needs to be deleted. But right now, I just want to find. Defraggler. What is it? DF setup. I bet that's it right there. 1120. Yeah, 11.1.18. Okay, that's the one. I'll install Defraggler. Well, it may already be on here, but I'll update it. And then I guess I could see if it's on there because that could take a while. See if it's on there, I might have it on the desktop. I don't see it. Well, let's just go back to the start menu. It's running. The thing is just sitting there running. It's working really hard, and the fan's running, and it's still slow. So I think I said that when I started. It does have problems, but it seems to be clean as far as having malware on it and everything. I mean, I didn't run anything but Avast, but. And I thought, well, since I'm in the big middle of this and trying to decide what to do about everything, and it's still running, it's up and running. I never did turn off my phones or anything. I don't know how much of a lag in the audio there's going to be because I usually, after a couple of hours, I usually reboot everything most of the time. I haven't been this last couple of weeks here, and I've been doing really long videos, and it's showing in the videos. I'm talking and my mouth ain't even moving at all, So, but this time I just let them run because I needed to eat. When that power went out, it hit me. Okay, you're starving. You need to eat now, and so it was really a blessing. So I don't think I have Defraggler on here. My eyes are tired and having a hard time even looking through this menu. So I think I'll go ahead and try to run that setup program, and I have my easy to boot program down there. What I was thinking I could run the easy. First, I was thinking I could run the make files contiguous, but you have to install that and everything to have that to run it. So I'll try the Defraggler first and see if I can run it on that SD card. That's actually what they suggested, was to do that first and then run your make files contiguous. So if I can do that on this SD card, and if it will get all the ducks in a row, get it all defragged so that it doesn't have any of the old deleted stuff or anything, it's not, you have to have enough continuous free space for it to run defrag, so, or make files contiguous. So I'm looking at this while I'm waiting for that to open up, seeing what all else is on here. I've got all kinds of stuff on here that I guess I've probably never installed. Some of them, like Startup CPL, doesn't need to be installed. You can just run it. True RTA is one I always wanted to play with, real-time audio analyzer. And I've never played with it much. I've turned it on before, but I always thought I was really going to mess with it, Unit booting, that's for building multi-boots. Unity web player. And then see I have folders of stuff. XP themes, I was talking about that earlier. Yeah, SIW, simple. That's not simple system. That's just SIW. Anyway, that's a system info app, but thought SIS was simple sys info. Simple. Oh, SSI would be simple sys info. I don't know, but anyway, that's a system info app. But I copied it over from the SD card, but it was already on there. One of those was 11.3.18 and 5.25.16. So that one's the new one. Top one is it probably is. Well, I think it's an old enough app. I don't think they even keep it up anymore, but it still works on the old system. Orange Boot CD apps. Let's see, ATI rating drivers, malware stuff. A lot of junk that's too old now to keep on there, and some of them are pretty good though. That has not opened up yet, or else it's behind the. You're kidding. It still has not opened up yet. That's how slow it's running, I guess. It's even worse than I was thinking. I thought that little thing would. It's only. I think it looks like it's around 6 megabytes or something. You would think it would have been up and running by now, that installer. So maybe I won't be able to do a darn thing with this thing unless I I'll just have to reformat it. Avast, I had Avast opened up, trying to see what the results of the scan were in the boot time scan, and it popped up saying, "Oh, you've got 108 junk registry entries and some other things I don't remember. You want to fix it?" And I clicked on it, and it's like, "I'll pay for it," blah blah blah. Yeah, it was just fake, try to bait and switch stuff. So Avast didn't used to do that. Now that's all it does. It's gotten to the point where I almost don't want to use it anymore. But I don't use Windows that much, so I haven't done anything about it. But in the last about 3 years, it's gotten to where it's so aggravating that if you remember what not to click on, it's not too bad. But if you don't use it all the time, you forget. So I know everybody wants to make money, but being tricky and all that crap, you're not going to get my money that way. I would always tell everybody, if you want to buy antivirus and get all the bells and whistles, buy Avast. Because I really did think it was the best one. I've tried them all these years, and maybe probably not all of them, but I could probably list 10. Anyway, why aren't you opening up? It's really not going to run any better than that. I can't believe that. I was looking at the wireless. I saw that it was. Oh, I think it's back on. It says that it's connected to the wireless at IP address 192.168.7. something. I was like, what is .7? And it turns out it's the D-Link. It said D-Link. Yes, there it is. It finally opened up. I think I'm going to close this window of Windows Explorer since it's that slow. Defraggler. I was a little worried about the defraggler, and some of these things I just downloaded because when I downloaded them on my Linux machine and I scanned them with the online scanner, Virus Total, and every one of those things I downloaded, which are well-known things, but they came up with detections. Usually most stuff won't have any detections. That's good stuff, but they were coming up with 1 to 3 to 5 out of 60 some odd scanners. So I went and scanned them with ClamAV, and they weren't infected. And then now I scan them with Avast, so I don't think they're infected. But I usually don't even like to use, just to be safe. I usually won't use stuff. Oh yeah, okay. This is Defraggler. Well, I downloaded it from the CC Cleaner website, and guess what? It says yes, install CCleaner to make my computer faster. Well, I think I already have CCleaner on here, but I'm not going to install it along with this. Make sure there's not any more stuff. I think I'll click on Customize again like I did before. Add a desktop shortcut. Add Start menu. Add defragger menus to Explorer. That's all right. Replace Windows Disk Defragment. I used to do that. For me of updates to Defraggler. Yeah. I always use glare utilities for that. It gets aggravating when things keep popping up. So don't. I may not like defragler as much as I used to, so I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to let it replace the Windows defrag. I might not. It might not be as great as I used to think it was. There's a defragger in glare utilities too, and I might like that better now. I really like glare utilities. If I was going to buy a Windows utility, that would be glare utilities. That's for sure. If I used Windows all the time, I probably would buy it. I did buy Total Commander, by the way, my favorite file manager. But yeah, I thought since everything was still up and running, I would do this, even though it's 11:30 now. But I'm promising myself I'm not going to do this, stay up too long doing this stuff. Because the other day, I did it for too long, till I was really worn out. Got in my bath, got in bed at 9 or 10, but I had been up like all night, so I had really done it a really long time. I'm not sure what hours I was up. Slept for 24 hours. So when I woke up, it's Saturday, and when I finally got up, I woke up a few times. I had to go to the bathroom, had a snack once or twice, but I was just so tired, I just kept going back to sleep. Now then, view release notes, that's fine. Those are usually useful. Run defragler. Now this is the one that I kept wishing I could try, but I couldn't access my USB stick on the Windows XP virtual machine in Fedora 28. So, this is an actual hardware Windows XP. It's just that it would run so much better if it wasn't whacked up. And it might be able to clean it up. If the registry's got 100, 108's not unusual for me, leftover bad. I wouldn't think it'd make it run this bad, though. But anyway, I could try glare utilities and see if I could make it run good. But I have a feeling that it just ain't going to run until I reformat it. It never was real fast because it's only a 1.6 or 7 gigahertz single core, but this is just crazy slow. And for it to just be sitting there running, should be idle, and it's getting hot and running the fan. It's working so hard. It only did that when I was after I could sit there and run the on the Bane 8 when I was using it to preview my stream. It'd run, probably an hour before it would start running the fan. And I got 2 gig of RAM, so there's no reason why XP should work it that hard, because XP used to be run great on 512 megabyte of RAM. All right, there we go. Finally opened up. It's in the C drive. Of course, that's not what I want to scan. I wonder if it's going to let me use space, free space. Oh, I guess you can do either or both. Benchmark a drive, file list, search, drive map. Okay, let's see. Defrag drive, defrag a folder, defrag a file. I think I'm going to have to say drive map. Oh, it's now seeing my other drive. Okay, it just took it a while. I want that drive, not that one. Okay, so I want to do the free space if I can, because that's something you can do. I found out from reading all that stuff on Mover Drive E. It's actually a bigger drive, 29.8 gigabytes, and my C drive is 25 gigabytes. Of course, there's lots of files on the 20. It'd be a lot more work for it. There's one file on this. So I tried to click on that free space, and it doesn't seem to do anything. Let's see if the program is still responding. Drive map. Okay, I didn't know. Oh, I see. That's just your preferences for it. It shows E though. Now I realize, okay, it is going to do E drive. I'm just going to click on defrag because it'll analyze it. You know, you can click analyze, see what it shows, and then I guess I could have done that to see what it was going to show. But it's doing it. So right now it's showing 0 defragmented files, total fragments, 0 defragmentation. Is it done? It's got numbers over here now. Maybe done. Oh, well, maybe not. I see, now I see the hourglass. View files. Oh, that'll just open up File Manager. That file, the one file that's on there, it wouldn't boot before, you know, on Easy to Boot. So figured it was fragmented, you know. Says defrag complete. Okay. Tiny text. I'm going to click on the view files. Oh, okay, you can see them here. No fragmented files. Oh, okay, so you're only looking at fragmented files. Now, I'm tempted to do C drive, but that could take a long time because there's a lot of files and directories on there. All right, so well, let's hit analyze first. Now that I know that it's pretty quick, maybe I should have hit analyze. I would think it would analyze it before it ran defrag, but maybe not. Let's see if it makes any difference. It could be that you have to hit analyze and then hit defrag. Okay, 0 fragmented files, so on and so forth. Okay, you can't click on that free space, so I thought it said defragger could defrag. Oh, I think it said you had to go to advanced. Advanced. Check drive for errors. Come on. Defrag free space. Defrag free space allow fragmentation. Okay, I want to defrag free space. Yeah, it told you how to do that on Easy to Boot website. Just came back to me. Looks like it's doing it. Yeah, building a file list. That free space is what may be what I understand from reading all that may be what's hanging me up from being able to make files contiguous. Because the old files that's been deleted are still, well, they're still on there compressed. That's the way drives work. They compress them down really, really small. And that's how come they're still there, and you can still get them back with things like programs like Test Disk, or even your whole partitions, you know, you can bring them back. Actually, that's what Test Disk does. It doesn't bring back individual files. But other programs can bring back individual files. So, it says defragging free space, 5%. So maybe this will help this thing. Maybe it'll fix that problem that I've been having. And then my one file, I went ahead and left it on there, my one Fedora file, Fedora ISO. I can copy it over to I went off on another in my head. I was thinking, I wonder if I can run remote desktop so you can see what I'm doing. The machine couldn't handle it, even if I've got something on there to do it with. I might have like VNC on here or something. Okay, so says it's finished. No, not fragmented. No files. Okay, so it should be done. Okay, so that's pretty cool. And I should, yeah, there's defragler on the desktop. I knew I put it on there. I want to see if I can sort it by name. And so see, just right clicking on the desktop, it took that long to, let's see, arrange by, I'm going to just say modified. You have to do it to something and then say, and if you want it by name, or what, I usually do want it by name, then go back, and then it'll be the way you want it. Okay. There's Revo uninstaller. I'm just looking to see what I have on there. Because instead of going through and installing a program, it may already be on here and be older because I haven't updated this thing in forever. But some of it wouldn't matter that much. Okay. Now, yeah, let's open up my computer again. Actually, let's leave it like that so that I can see the rest of the screen. Normally, I like everything full screen, but oh, I just did it just because that's my habit. I was meaning to click on that right there. Oh, okay, yeah. See, C drive is. Why is it saying it's 24 point? I thought it said 29 gigabyte. 24.9 gigabyte. Free space is 7.4 gigabytes. So I want to go to C drive. Go to program backups again. And I think this time I'm going to use the executable. Oh, that's going to have to install that thing. I just remember. Easy to boot. But I'm going to go ahead and do the XP drivers because I'm on an XP machine. It may not even work right if I don't. But I also just kind of think I may want that. Oh, yeah, before I do that, I better close it. I can't run too many programs. I got to move that, or copy or move that. Imagine I'll copy it and then delete it. That I was just talking about it. The Fedora ISO off of the SD card because it's fixing to be well. It's already just been reformatted, but it'll do it again when I run the installer. So that's fine, just as long as I don't hurt anything else. I might have to look and see. Well, in Windows, it's going to be E drive. Let's see. Yeah, I'll get on it and see. Yeah, it's going to be E drive removable disk. Then program backups. Do I have a Linux? Yep, I sure do. I have a few Linux. I'm going to just try and I'll copy it. Just as soon as you try to move something, you get an error, and then it breaks the file. Something errors out. But if you do a copy, if it errors out, well, you just delete what got messed up and start again. But if you're in the middle of moving something and something goes wrong, you're in trouble. Now this may fragment this file by doing this. But, well, since we'll see. I mean, I'll run that defraggler again, or I'll try to run. Now that I've done that, I'll try to run make files contiguous like normal. Wow. But I'll put that in the Linux ISOs folder. Yeah, I can't leave it on there to get deleted during the formatting. I reformatted it just to get it back to being one partition and to clean it up because I installed over last time I did a new install again today in Linux just like I did the other day, which worked just fine. It booted to bang, but it wouldn't boot either Fedora ISO. Today it wouldn't even boot, and I thought, well, it could have been because I didn't, because it already had some stuff on there and it caused problems. But I'm not sure why. I mean, there's a lot of things you could guess about. But I started to go ahead and just delete. A lot of times it's safer, if you've got stuff on there, just go ahead and delete it. But of course, I couldn't have deleted the grub for DOS, and that's what seemed to be. Well, it was on there, but it wasn't. It was there, and it would just stop at the grub for DOS screen, and it didn't go into the easy to boot system. So something, I don't know what went wrong. It's not worth trying to figure it out. I mean, I could have tried to reinstall grub for DOS, but that seemed to be working. I figured it was something to do with the easy to boot that was broken. So it wouldn't boot in the laptop or the Net Pro Max. So Oh, hard. But I want it, since it's all sitting up here and running, I thought I'll try to figure this out, because if I'm going to use the 20 gig hard drive that's in the Net Pro Max with Fedora 28 on it, then I need to figure out if I can use the DNS server or not. And if I can, then I'll know, what to do when I reinstall on like probably the 80 gig hard drive. And I might actually go and use CloneZilla and make an image of that. If it's all set up the way I want it, if I turn out that I want to use the DNS server and everything, I may try and do that so I won't have to well, especially that DNS server, that was hard to set up. Yeah, if I use that, then I can make an image of it with CloneZilla and then put that, put that image onto the 80 gig hard drive, and it'll be up and running. Everything will be set up. And then if I want to add, I'll probably will add a graphic user interface, but you have to do that anyway. You can't, that net installer, if you want to do a server, you can't install a server and do a graphic user interface at the same time. So what I figured out is do the server, add all the apps you want, like I did in that video. Click the check boxes of what you want. Okay, is it done? Don't see it. Oh, there it is. 470-103-552 40103-552. Okay. So I clicked on it and nothing happened. So it's still waiting. It may not be completely done. Or either that or, oh, okay. It was already clicked on, that's why. Okay, delete. Delete the file. Yes, I do. Okay. Hope it doesn't take, I was going to say, if it takes too long to delete, just like I can run my, is that a good idea? Sometimes it's not good to, because it's going to be formatting it and everything. Okay. But I could run my, I don't think there's any reason why I couldn't run my Easy to Boot from Total Commander, though. Okay. There it is. Easy to Boot with extra. Yeah, Easy to Boot with extra XP drivers. That's the one I want. 11.1.18. Okay. Now, if it acts like it's going to be too slow, can't handle it, then I'll just close Total Commander. Yeah, this thing, I just bet you, I do remember messing with it, trying to straighten it out and make it run better. And the problem was it ran so bad I couldn't hardly run any apps on it to straighten it out. So I think it really needs, when in doubt, reformat. That's just the thing. It took me years and years to give in to that, but because it takes you so long to set up a system, you just think, I can fix it. I don't want to have to rebuild the whole thing. But it's really not. You're just never going to. There's certain points to where you're never going to get it fixed. It's not going to get better, or good enough again. Might get a little better, but it ain't going to get good enough. And especially if you've had infections, virus infections, which it may have. I didn't see any of this scan, and I don't really remember what I saw in the last scans before. And I don't. So. Yeah, see how long that's taken there? I'll just have to wait until it's opened up. But what it did, when I did it in the virtual Windows XP, is it completely installed an Easy to Boot installer program. And took a while, even in there, and it was running okay. And but then it said can't find a USB drive. Couldn't find one. And then I go, oh yeah, I knew that already. Why did I do that? Well, I didn't know what it was going to do. I don't know. I guess I just completely forgot. I didn't know it was going to install, but what's it done? it just quit, like it quit doing anything. I think it's just getting ready to open up the program, most likely. I'll put that down out of the way. I think I'll close it right now. Yeah, it's getting ready to open up that program. I don't think that'll hurt anything. Well, it could interrupt that program opening up. Probably should have waited. Yeah, it sure could have. Once you get far enough along, you can easily close, when Total Commander, and probably could close Windows Explorer if I had used that. But if you do it too early, then the unpacking process gets interrupted, So, could have messed up. It's not acting like it's doing anything right now, is it? Now I don't know if I messed it up or not because it takes so long. Let me check my stream while I'm waiting. I'm not good at waiting. That's one reason why I bought that KVM switch. I could switch between 4 different machines. If one was taking too long to do something, then I'd go to another one and do something else. I'm not good at waiting. That's one reason why I used to keep 2 machines running all the time doing stuff, and I could keep up with it. And then sometimes I do 3 and 4, but now 2 is the max I can really keep up with, and that's on a really good day. I'm afraid I messed that up. Dadgummit. What am I on now? Okay, I didn't change the camera view. Okay. I didn't go to desktop or anything. It's real hard to tell on this thing when it's running slow like this. It could still be trying to open that up. Well, I guess I can hit. I need to get that anyway. I might grab up. I need a keyboard and I'll hit the wrong one. You get this wireless keyboard over here where I can hit Control-Alt-Delete and see what's running. So if I see a installer running, then I'll know. See, the thing is, that might be one more command. Okay, there's nothing running. Doesn't 100% mean there's not something that's trying to start up, but what does that say? Unscap execute, unscape, easy to boot. Oh, so it probably is still trying to open up. Easy to boot done. Let's open that up where I can actually read everything. Yep, it's a process. It's still running. It's not an application yet, but that's because it hadn't started up, I guess. But there's a process running, easy to boot, XP driver, so on and so forth. So, yeah, CPU usage is at 100%. That's why the fan's running like that. I forgot that was in there. Networking. That'll use up resources. Looking at those graphs. But that thing is just still trying to start up. I think I will go ahead and close the. I think maybe that unscap. There's 2 of them. Those might have to do with that trying to open up. Oh, let's see what all's running. Plenty of stuff running, that's for sure. Some things. HP print stuff. It doesn't need to be even installed on there. Well, there may be about 5 things that could be stopped from running, Some of them I'm not quite sure what they are. But yeah, I don't think I killed when I closed Total Commander. I closed it to try to have the system have less to do. That's why I did it. But I don't think I broke the opening up of the easy to boot installer. I think it's just taking this long to finish opening up. I was fixing to try to open it again, but I think I would be opening it twice now. There's two of them. It's just too small for me to see. So I'm going to close the task manager. That's what that's called. Close the task manager and wait a little longer. Now I'm thinking this is going to end up being just like earlier today. No matter what I try to do, it's going to take forever. It's going to, I mean, if it takes that long to do every little step, you could have go ahead and spend, you know, if you could get it reinstalled in an hour and then get the basics going in an hour, then you could, that'd be worth it. And Windows XP. I guess I'm dreaming. I mean, it usually always took about the actual installation, what I remember, 30 to 40 minutes. There it is, 30 to 40 minutes. But, you know, there's always more to it than just that. All right, let's see what we got. At least 579 megabyte of free disk space is required. You're kidding me. Well, I have that much, but dang. I got 7.5 gigabyte or something. That's why it took so long on the other system to install. It was running pretty good, you know. But I was running on what? I guess a gig of RAM and 32 megabyte of video memory. And on here I've got 2 gig of RAM, and if it was running right, it should be running good. That's when it is 1 point. You know, it's only, well, I was running a single processor instead of, you know, on the virtual machine. But I had a gig of RAM, 32 megabyte of video memory. This one, I don't know what it has. It's got, I'm sure it's got at least, it might not have 32 megabyte of video memory. Might have 64 megabyte of video memory, but it might be 32. It's coming along though. Can't see it on the video, but I can see it. The green line, how it's coming along. I mean, you can almost see it. I hate how blurry that is, but with I can't hold the camera still. You know, I tried that earlier, getting that camera and holding it in my hand, and can get a better picture that way, but you still can't read it, but at least it looks half decent. But I just, you know, I can't hold still, and I forget, and I get it off of the view, and it's just ridiculous. So just kind of quit trying. I quit trying to do that a long time ago. I did it the other day. I went out in the garage and did it, but on that computer, the old computers out there, messing with and showing my backup server. Actually, this looks like it's going to work a lot faster unless it's got more screens, but it's already about 3/4 of the way of unpacking. Well, it'll have to unpack it, and then it'll install, I guess. But I don't know what it is that makes it, making it run 100% of working that CPU so hard. I have Avast on the virtual machine too, so it's not Avast. The only other thing that's running on this thing in the background is the ATI video app, which is usually pretty lightweight, and the wireless app, which never used to be any problems, Yeah, I mean, I've seen this machine with, pretty sure I have 2 gig on it now. I used to didn't have that much on it, but I think I maxed it out with 2 gig. I've seen this machine just run pretty nicely on XP. It used to. I think it's just got, that 105 bad registry entries. I can clean that up. I can probably clean that up just fine with Glare Utilities, but I think I've done that already before. I don't know. I may try. If Glare will run okay, I may try to clean it up. But and see if it runs any better. And there was something else, and I've already forgot what Avast said, some other thing that I could fix with Glary. Just have to go use that particular app, that's in it. It's got a lot of different things. And that partition could probably use a defrag, It's been built for quite a few years now. I think I can defrag just that partition. Oh yeah, if you just defrag C drive, then it won't go into the Linux drives because it couldn't see them anyway. I wouldn't want to break my my Domain 8 that's on here. It's what I use all the time. Can't believe I completely forgot that this was on here though. I just told myself there was nothing but Domain 8 on here. But I do believe it's unpacking. Oddly enough, as hard as this thing, as slow as it is to do the normal stuff, it's actually unpacking this quicker. And this is even the bigger version than the one I think I used the one without the XP stuff on it. Can't remember now. But anyway, it definitely seems to be unpacking it like 3 times faster than it did in my virtual machine. Just see the names of some of them. We get wget. I always called it we get because it says WGE. Actually, there's no T on the end. Or maybe it changed to a different. It might not have been we get or wget. It might have been something else. Anyways, CYG win 1 deal. It almost seems like it's slowing down now. Now that it's up close to the end, it seems like it's going slower. Or maybe they're bigger files. Make 2FS execute. I don't know why I'm reading them off. If I fall asleep here, if I stop talking, that means I fell asleep. I really did it again. I'm going to get myself in the middle of something that I have to wait way longer than I intended to. At least I did eat my supper. I kept putting it off because I was thinking, I'm almost done. I'm almost to find out, whether or not I'm going to be able to do this, and almost to my stopping point. Well, there ain't no stopping point. You should know that by now. You just have to stop. And every day, well, this is the weekend now, and I keep saying I don't want to do it on the weekends, but that new modem for my internet, service, I would keep wanting to put it in, but I don't want to do it on a weekend in case something goes wrong. If it just goes horribly wrong and I lose my internet connection, because you have to plug it in and then you have to go. I guess it'll let you go to like one website, theirs, or I don't know. Maybe you can just get on the internet, but I guess it only work for so long. I'm sure, but you're supposed to go and activate it, on their website. And I kept thinking, well, yeah, that could go wrong, and. Especially, I keep forgetting this, but now I know I have this, but like when they put this modem in that I have now, they brought it and put it in. They had a script to automatically activate it, and but it wouldn't run on my Linux systems. It was blocked, I'm sure, by my Linux systems. Back then, I had Flash on my systems, and finally it was a young lady, and finally she pulled out a little 10-inch laptop with Windows, some kind of Windows on it, and it allowed that script to run, and it set it up. She didn't know how to do it manually. They didn't teach them anymore. They used to go to an admin page and type some stuff in, and that's what I thought she was going to do. And I was trying to remember the IP address of the modem, and she was looking at me kind of funny, and then she goes, well, here, hang on, and then she grabbed out that little laptop. But I was trying to go to the modem so she could, log into, because you can go into the modem and you can look around, and I don't think you can do anything but just look at the logs and stuff. I don't even think you can reboot it from there. And I figured out a long time ago that the whole point of rebooting a modem or router is to clean the cache out, the memory well, yeah, the RAM memory and the cache memory. And it does that most efficiently if you actually unplug it or turn it off if it has a power button and turn it back on. If you just reboot it with the software, I've done it plenty of times on the ones that have the software reboot, and it didn't cure my problems with my, my internet, like losing my speed or whatever. Like when you do a lot of streaming or something like that, like I do, you can tell right away if it helped, And so I just try to make it a rule, even though it's easier sometimes to go to, log into the router and reboot it from the software. All you have to do is stand up and reach over for me. They're just behind my monitor. But I do have to stand up to reach them. Sometimes when I'm really feeling really bad, I don't even feel like doing that, And sometimes I might try a software reboot just to see if it'll help. But the other thing is, if you're going to do them all, then it's much easier to just get up, reboot them all, and then, well, it takes a while. But you can, reboot the modem, wait for it to get done, and then do the routers. Of course, when the power goes out, they all go down at the same time, and they all come back up like at their own speed, however long it takes them to. I used to think you really, really needed to do them in the right order: modem, router, whichever one is the closest to the modem in the right daisy chain order. But when the power goes out, like it did a while ago, they all reboot in their own speed, in their own good time, and it still all works. So I guess it doesn't matter that much. There are some routers that won't get their new IP address unless the one they're getting it from is already up and running. They won't get it later. I've had some that did me that way. But the ones that I use the most, they do fine. One lucky thing is I haven't checked my website. I just realized my server for my website went down during all that. Well, while I'm waiting, let's go to the go ahead and go to my first. Yeah, before I do all that, let's just go to my website. See if it's there. Yeah, it's there. So that machine and the modem router outside in the garage. Of course, I know it's not working right still, but still working just like it was. But it all rebooted and everything came back as far as the normal operation. Can't read that very good. I always just liked that. That one works. Yeah, see that? Okay. So monitor. Oh, web. There, monitoring. Let's go ahead and log into those monitoring services. These are the ones I'm always talking about. Uptime Robot. And let's see. Yeah, it always shows them differently. See, like bishopco.com doesn't show. Well, it's not a good percent because it's been up and down so much. Actually, its percentage is only 74, but I usually stay at like 97 to 99% uptime. It's been horrible lately because it's showing it to be down right now, and it's been down for 4 hours, which is that was not that long ago when that happened. But I just went to it, so that one. Sometimes they give the strangest information. These show to be up, and you say it didn't go down long enough to even register with this one. It didn't catch it. And this one has TV mode, just a big old screen. It says okay, or if it's bad, it'll say bad or whatever. It'll turn red, and it'll recheck it every like 30 to 90 seconds. I think it's every 30 seconds. I was counting down up there. Let it count down once and see. I use those two because they kind of give you a better chance of finding out. so that still should be okay. So yeah, and this one wasn't down long enough for it to catch it. I forget how often it checks, but do I have it on every 6 hours? Oh no, that's info. Let's see. Every 30 minutes. I changed it, I guess, because I got too many your site's down things. 30 minutes is okay. Yeah. Okay. And then this one, it's probably checking more often. I don't know why this one, though, is showing to be down for 4 hours. Doesn't really make sense because it's not down. Don't know what it's set on. I don't remember. And see, they're all actually on this one here. Up since 83 hours. Up since excuse me 30 hours. Now that can show to be gone if the redirect from the domain name takes too long to redirect. Times out, you know, it'll just show to be down, even though it did finally get there. It even shows you how long, I think. No, it doesn't, or does it? Okay, this one does. We're at close to 16 milliseconds, looks like. Oh, 1204 milliseconds. And that's not seconds, that's milliseconds, so that's not very long to respond. Last recorded downtime. Let's see. Which one am I on right now? Bishopcode.us.2. This one, its response time is 12. That's longer. 12.172. Well, yeah, a little longer, but not a lot. I don't know why it's saying it's down. Isn't there a button like you can say check right now or something? Oh, let's see. Pause, edit, check, reset stats, edit. Yeah, I get emails. That's really helpful. Every 10 minutes. There we go. You'd think it would have seen it by now, because I just went to it. I think if you click on that, no, that just goes there. Yeah. See, if I go to donsongs.com, it goes instantly redirects to my us.2 and goes, and then there it is. And the pages that are working, well, that one doesn't work, but that one there does work. The ones that are local links work, and the ones that you go out to bishopcode.com and back, they don't work now. They used to. They used to be really the best way to do it. Anyway, oh, that is still working. I was going to say, well, I better get back over there, but I'm actually not having a problem. That thing is still looks like it's right where it was. So I guess all the big files were saved for last or something. Got a little too optimistic for what time it was. So I guess all the big files were saved for last. I'm still online and everything, and my stream is still good. So there's no point in sitting there watching that green line creep across there. Yeah, I was talking about my website and the DNS server and all that whenever the power went out, but I don't guess I'll go back into that. What I'm here, let me switch back to the camera. Oh, now that I decided to move the keyboards around, I'm going back to that laptop. Move this over a little bit if I can. Oh, it doesn't want to move over. Yeah, it's working hard. Wouldn't even respond to me trying to move that. It'd probably move it here in a little bit, but yeah, so I can't do that. What was I thinking? I was thinking I used to have VNC. There it is. That's VNC Viewer. I don't know if I have the server on here, but it's called Real VNC, I think. That's where I learned how to, is on Windows, the Real VNC application. How I learned to use VNC Remote Desktop. But this thing can't handle me starting that up. I could, if it's on there, I could just start it up and connect to it, and then you could see, just as good as like when I was doing the Domain 8. Yeah, see a real good view of what's going on over there. But that does use resources, and I don't remember using a whole lot, like making the machine slow down or anything back when I used to do it. But that's just the viewer there. I can see that. Let's see. I'm curious as to whether or not it's on there. I was thinking about that earlier. Almost tried to do it, but I would have been a mistake, I think. There's nothing in the startup there. There we go. Everest. Oh yeah, that's a system info app. This thing has a modem. Real VNC, there it is. Advanced. Start VNC viewer, but no server in there. So I don't guess I have the server installed. Address book. Just says start. Start listening VNC viewer. Oh, what? That's different. What is that? I don't know. But it says viewer, not server. Okay, so yeah, I don't have the server installed. SIW. That's just another system app. That's the one I was showing. It runs from execute. I think I just put that in there. I think it's just pointed to that executable that's on the Skype. TerraCopy, that's a faster file copier than Windows Explorer, but I like Total Commander anyway. VideoLAN, VLC in other words. Windows Live Call. Oh wow, I forgot about that. That probably didn't work. WinSCP, that's a cool program. It's got Putty and Pageant. Well, and the WinSCP is FTP, FTP, and SCP client. But it also has Putty and Pageant in there too. Part of it. I didn't know they were part of that program. XNView, image viewer. I think it'll do videos too. Audacity, CD burner. My video, webcam driver. EXT2FS. That's where you can view I think you can view EXT2 and 3 with that, but I don't think it'll do 4. Linux file systems. Digimoto empty. That was a OBD2 reader application, I think. Wireless, ArcSoft Connect, Total Media. That's my TV tuner. Is that the digital one or the old original? I had an analog one too, didn't I? Well, I had an analog one that was a PCI card, yeah, which I think is still in. Oh, it's in the blue FIC. I think that's for the digital one, I think. Yeah, because I wouldn't put it on the laptop. And now I've lost it. I don't even know where it is. It was right out where I could just grab it and plug it into anything I wanted to, the USB one. And I haven't been able to find everything. Now that's where you can search the entire desktop. I used to just have it start up with the system all the time, but when I started having trouble with this thing slowing down, I took it out. Sardu, the multi-boot builder, TVIR, that's for the remote for that thing. AnyTwin, that's my favorite duplicate file finder and remover, and then greeting card creator, Hemera. That was one of the only things I hardly ever used Windows for, is making greeting cards. I used to like to do that instead of, well, it's a lot cheaper than buying them, but it sure does take a while. And a scanner, my 3970 scanner, I've got a driver on there for that. My 5400 printer, it got to where it kept saying it was out of paper, even though it wasn't. It's in the garage now. Share to the web for the printer. LivePix, that's the other one that came with our old compact Windows 98 system. And it runs on XP, works fine. But you have to put the CD in the drive to use it still. But that makes really nice greeting cards and other things. But it's especially, that's all I really use it for anymore. And then Iris, OCR registration. Let's see, these files allow the registration of the Iris OCR software. How strange. That's just on there. Avast. Easy OBD. I always call it Easy OBDII, but it's OBD2. Glare Utilities, Chrome, WinRAR. That's empty though. I must have uninstalled it, I guess. Sometimes that stuff doesn't get taken out. Well, if you uninstall it with Revo Uninstaller, it usually takes everything out, the registry entries and the folders and stuff. But well, it could have got uninstalled on the other username or something. Wasn't done with Glare Utilities. And Epson Scan, that would be for Mom's. Yeah, it's new scanner. I didn't know that was on there. Scanner, printer, fax. Epson Fax, very soft malware hunter, and Glare. That's part of Glare Utilities. Is that on there? Yeah, it's on there. Well, no, yeah, malware hunter and PC Booster. I wonder if that PC Booster would help me. WinFax, the old original WinFax merger. Actually, that's not. Yeah, that's not a Windows program. That's SFAX tools. It's by somebody else, but it's a good program. I remember that. That's why it's on there. Because if I needed to fax something for a long time, I'd have to use a computer with a modem and fax it that way. I mean, in the last few years. Well, sometimes I had to do it because Mom's printer's in her room and she's asleep, and I didn't want to wake her up. Malwarebytes, Bleach Bit, Defraggler, which I just put on there. Okay, I guess that's it. Yep. And this thing that I keep thinking is going to be done any moment now is still in the exact same place, and still, it's actually not moving anymore. It's supposedly still, I think it's still working though. Yeah. So don't do what I do. Don't start things that are probably going to take forever when it's already late. Do what I do what I say. Listen to me, kids. Okay, so yeah, how many years have I made the same mistake? 62 so far. What if I did that when I was 2? Okay, so or this, or however you want to say it. I want to hit Control Alt Delete and see if I can see what the task manager says, but that just gives it something else to do when it's already working. You can tell it's probably still pegged at 100% CPU usage because I can hear that fan just roaring away. And I remember, yeah, it's hot as fire over there. When you take that SD card out, it's just flat warm, hot almost. Right there in that area, it gets pretty warm for some reason. So, check my stream again. I don't like to do things on my video that are just driving me crazy. Check my stream again. I can imagine how crazy that'd make people on the video. I don't like to do things on my video. One good thing, though, if you're watching the video, or like, well, when it's live, you can't jump ahead, but once it's over and it's just a playback, then you can skip ahead until you get past all this crap. do your own video editing, because I'm not going to take more time to go back and edit these things. I can tell you that. Hardly ever will I do that. I used to try. Well, that was the reason I always wanted to make lots of videos, but I never. Lots of times I would make the videos and then never edit them. I still have some videos that I have never uploaded because I never get them edited. So once the YouTube started letting you do live videos, I always wanted to do live videos. I wanted to do it before there was a YouTube. I dreamed of ways to do it, but I didn't have the programming know-how to set it up or anything, or the money to buy servers and bandwidth and all that stuff. That was one thing I got it. That's when I learned how to set up an Apache web server on Windows 98. Yeah, 98. I said that the other day, and I set it up and had it working, and I was on dial-up, on AOL dial-up. Well, I couldn't let it run, but I had it all working and testing it. And then also set one up on Windows XP with the built-in, whatever that was. I forgot what it's called now. I set that up one time. I had it set up for years, and I could just turn it on anytime I wanted. But, I mean, it was just really kind of something to play with because, well, even after I got, cable internet where it was on all the time, you still didn't want my machine running all the time. Too much noise and heat and everything. So I just noticed, I was wondering how long I'd been here, an hour and 11 minutes now. Okay, LX store. Okay, I saw it move. I was fixing to say, is that thing really hung up over there? But it is still moving. As slow as Christmas, but it's still moving. That's really that. And that's turning out to be just like it was when I did it on the virtual machine. It's probably slower now. It looked like. I mean, it was doing great progress till it got up to the last, well, about inch of the green. The white space left, and then it. Not even an inch, about 3/4 of an inch, and then it just sits there and sits there, and I don't know why. The files names don't make them look like they'd be really big files, but it does. And of course, like I said, this machine is working so hard to just work it all. Bishop, say something. I used to, I never, I can't just constantly monitor this, and there's only been like a few times when anybody did try to say something, but I missed it. And so for a while there, I would try to, at the beginning, type in explaining that, but I'd forget and everything else. And so actually, I think I did it once or twice, and somebody still just said something, and I missed them. So they didn't, I don't know. Well, I mean, they could say something, and then they'd understand, is what was my idea, if I didn't answer them in time. But I can kind of keep a better eye on it. And now that back then I was doing like this, I'd be on the machine that I'm streaming from, and I'd have to go back over to that window, and like it would be working. Well, back then on Fedora 23, I guess I had so much extra stuff on the system. It actually runs better on Fedora 28. If I don't watch out, I could do that again. But anyway, like today, I've just been pausing it, and it's okay. It's not overworking the system. But with the laptop over there, I can just glance over at it, and if something did, well, that this part of the chat part, most of that's blocked out. I mean, the screen is not wide enough, and it's not in there. You have to page over to see it on the laptop. But I don't know, maybe that little part there, like you might see if somebody types something, you might see something. See a blink or see something, maybe. I don't know. I think maybe somebody did say something once. I know I can't see like how many's watching, because the other day I wanted to see that and I had to page over to see it. But if somebody typed something in there, I might accidentally catch it out of the corner of my eye. And that thing is still doing that. And I keep thinking, I'm so close, no point, I don't want to quit now, but I mean, I'm not going to stop it. It's going to keep running, but I could always quit streaming and go get a bath and stuff while it's doing that. I could have done that. I should have done that, I guess, now. In hindsight, I still may be what I ought to do. I just hate that been sitting here talking and jabbering and waiting on it this long, and then quit right when it's about done. Let's think now. Okay, let's say it gets done. Then what? Then I have to start I know what it's, because I did this in my virtual machine. Then when it gets done, it automatically opens up a new program that it just installed. That's what it does, an easy to boot installer. Nice little GUI program. And it looks for USB drive. And in that case, it couldn't see it, and so I couldn't use it. Well, in this case, it will work because I've been using the USB in here, and I know it works, that SD card. And so it will open it up, and it should see it and everything. I just make sure, it's pointed to that and not the wrong thing or anything like the hard drive. I don't have I still don't have my backup drive plugged into anything because I'm worried I'd mess it up. So, but then I don't know how long it'll take to write that, so I better not start that tonight. I need to wait. I didn't want to wait. I didn't want to be doing this again tomorrow. I really wanted to get through. And tomorrow, I really want to go back now to my DNS server and figure out what I'm going to do with that. And the whole thing is I just thought I'd take a short little nip over to the Easy to Boot and get it up and running so I can have it to use, and then go back and finish my server. Well, that's been, let's go back to the desktop. There's nothing to see over here on the camera, so let's go to my videos. Okay, see, now that's Easy to Boot. Here we go. November 1st, so this is November 4th. So that's 2 hours, and was that November? That wasn't November. Okay, the last time I did DNS, the last time I worked on the DNS was server. Actually, I guess I only worked on it that one video there, it looks like. That's 4 hours and 42 minutes, so that just the video part of it. I did all day that day. Before I started the video, I spent 6 to 8 hours studying on it. And then the next time was on November 1st. That was October 31st, November 1st. I think that was the very next day. I started trying to fix the Easy to Boot. 2 hours and 14 minutes. 6 hours and 4 minutes. Was that the same day? Next day after. 2 hours and 23. And that's today. Okay, this is all today. 23 minutes, hour and 42 minutes, 3 hours and 25 minutes. And the video that I'm making right now is not in this list. And it's already an hour and something. So, and so from the 1st to the 4th, see, it's now the 4th. Because it's 12:34. Okay, I started. It was the 3rd. Today was the 3rd. Now it's the 4th. Now it's Sunday. I just realized now it's Sunday. I need to just quit. All right. That was one. This is one heck of a sidetrack. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it's going to be that big of a deal until you do it. But I just stopped. That was. One thing is that had boggled my mind so much during that DNS that day. I couldn't think real straight, and I thought, well, I can do that. I've messed with that Easy to Boot a lot. I'll do that. Fix it today. I was just going to fix it that day. Well, that didn't happen, did it? Okay, so sometimes, oddly enough, I don't mind a good challenge. I actually enjoyed that day doing the DNS server. It was hard, but I got it working. It was running. I just didn't know if I'd be able to. If it would work right out on the internet, the way it's supposed to work. I mean, they can work on your local network, but that's not what I'm trying to do with it, so I wasn't going to even try to. If I'm going to rack my brain to figure out how to test it, I want to do it on the internet, not just on my local network, because that's the point. But now, I got myself up on this, and once I get on something I don't like, just saying, oh, wait. There's two things. I don't like quitting until I succeed, but the other thing is I know that if I do quit, I may not get back to it for a year or two, sometimes a year or two. Or maybe you think I'll get back in a week or two, and it's several months, and that's always a real aggravation. So once I really get myself going on something, I mean, I've been putting off trying to fix this Easy to Boot stick for at least a year, maybe even longer than that. I've been having this trouble with it when I put a new ISO on it. some would work, some wouldn't, and I pretty much could bet that if it was a Fedora, it wasn't going to work. Now I understand a lot more, though. I have really learned a lot, I got to say that. I used to always say, well, it's been a good learning experience. And that is good. I mean, good learning experience is always good, but used to I remembered and retained a lot more of what I learned now than I do now. So for longer periods of time, you know. You forget, most people forget stuff if they don't use it for a long time, but anyway. Yeah, that thing is still sitting there exactly where it was. Go live dashboard then I'll go over here. That little green line is still in the same exact place, so I have no idea how much longer it's going to be. So yeah, and once it's done, I'm already done. So once it's done, I'm going to just turn it off. I'm not going to try to build the easy to boot stick tonight. So on the desktop, I got my preview playing, but I'm not going to try to build the easy to boot stick. Yeah, that's what I just said. So let's see. Much as I hate to say, wait this long and then give up, I'm going to do it. I'm getting so tired now that I can't see straight. So, and I still need enough energy to take my bath and all that and get ready for bed, because I don't want to have to go to bed without taking a shower. I can't sleep. I just can't sleep if I feel dirty. All right. Just very slowly keeping on going. So I'm just going to leave it running. Go get, and quit. So, I guess probably, well, we'll see. I might get aggravated. I might be so aggravated with it tomorrow, I might go back to my DNS stuff. But I'll say to myself, though, if I've come this far, I might as well finish it, and maybe that'll be right. We'll see. I mean, if that gets installed and everything seems okay with that, then I might be able to just run that installer and have it working, but it might not. And especially as slow as it's going, that installer may take this long. It might take an hour to install it. So what should I have done? I should have just reformatted that XP before I tried to use it. That, and of course, like I was saying earlier, I'm not 100% sure it's clean. I mean, I think it's okay. I remember scanning it. I don't remember seeing any bad stuff, having anything that worried me really bad. And I ran the Avast scan, and I couldn't find the logs just a while ago, but I did find the virus chest, and there was only one old, potentially unwanted program in there from 2014 or something, so it wasn't anything. It was put in there today, it was put in there in 2014, and I'm talking with the preview of that. So just sitting there watching that while I'm talking that laptop's. So yeah, let's just go ahead and quit right now. Quit rambling. Nothing worth watching here, that's for sure. Just me rambling. I was trying to fill in time while that was working, thinking it wouldn't take that long, but it started out looking real good. But okay, well, we know better than that now. Okay, so I'm gonna go, and I guess I'll just say that it's like the other day. Kind of aggravated with myself now that I didn't get right back to the DNS and finish figuring it out before I went on to this. I really thought this was a one-day shortcut, sidetrack, but it wasn't. All right, well, I'm going to go. Be back probably tomorrow with whatever I decide to do. Okay, bye.